Hi, I'm Shauna from Infinity Readings. I'm here to do the Libra female in a coupled relationship. Hey guys, I wanted to take a minute here just to kind of acknowledge what I've done for this winter season. I managed to change up a few things. I vamped the logo a little bit. I actually got Aaron at Active Dynamics here. He has managed to make my intro for me, so I'm very thankful for that. He did a great job. I couldn't have done it. So thanks, Aaron, for that. I appreciate it immensely. And also to Ikson for my theme music. It's beautiful, upbeat, happy tunes. I can't get enough. I am now going to his page because it's just that great. It's all good gravy stuff. So I couldn't have revamped my winter season without these dudes around me. So I'm lucky enough to have them in my corner. So thanks, guys. Ikson, great work. Aaron, thanks again. Great work. So take care, guys. Enjoy your season. And Ikson, if you ever want a reading, just hit me up, man. Just email me. I will kick in and we'll set something up. In the meantime, take care. Have fun, you guys, and enjoy the readings. So we are going to have 3 feminine cards to go over the overall energies for the reading. We're going into love, sex, and romance here. So we'll see where this takes us. It's been a very bumpy ride here so far in the reading. So hopefully we get a good smooth run here, but we'll see what comes out. So I go over the general energies, feminine wise, and then we get right into the character and then into the intimacy areas and hopefully alleviate some blocks or blockages that you may have with you and your partnership. So that is my goal here, and that is why I get into the depths that I do. I hope to get that root ball of the block out of there so we can progress forward. Okay, so here we go. Libra, female in a coupled relationship. The first card we get for her is purpose. Okay, so the driving, the driving force here is her and her purpose. Feeling like work, career, that kind of thing is making her feel self-assured. They're going, this is the self-assured place that she sits. Okay, so this is why it's because I create a pyramid. And they're going, this is why this is the head of the pyramid. This is where all her power comes from. That purpose that she's driven. This is where her PowerPoint is. Now, the next card we get for the general energy is redemption. And if I remember correctly, from the last reading I had, the last season, I'm pretty sure it was the female couple. She was going through a phase here where she had a little bit of a flux in the relationship, but nonetheless there was redemption on the end. So I feel like the redemption is starting to fade. Okay, we were puffed up with all of that stuff that happened in that redemption place, and now it's starting to kind of slip away and not be as powerful as it was over the last season. So see how that goes. Now the other card we have on the other side is contentment. So contentment is where we're sitting. We may not be all happy and boisterous, and it's funny because they're giving me a sense of real ego within the relationship, but not in a bad way, almost like this is the greatest thing and da da da. So our egos were puffed. Both parties here were puffed in the relationship, and now they're starting to come back down to earth. Okay, so there's contentment here. So we're okay. We're just not in a happy fun zone. Okay, so that's not a bad deal for the overall energy. So let's get into the main main cards here and see what happens. Now, the first card we get, which really kind of rates the reading as well, is the Four of Wands. So that's a groovy card to have, especially when you're in a coupled relationship. So we have a lot of sturdy, stable stuff going on in this relationship, and it is secure. Okay, this is a secure relationship. There's no doubt about it. And right next to it, they go, why? Because we love each other. Like the next card is Six, the Lovers. So there's a lot here to draw from. We got stability. We've got the Lovers. We're being smiled upon universally. Yes, this is good. We're all great and wonderful, you know. But nonetheless, I get a sense from the Libra female that she's kind of waning on her happiness zone, right? Happiness zone is starting to fluff down. So let's look into that. The next card I get is the Knight of Cups. What are we getting from the Knight of Cups here? Yeah, that's really about the partner. The partner is distracted, I feel, though not in a bad way. I feel like the Libra female, she's used to this guy having his own life. In fact, I think that these two are very much individuals that are kind of put together, so they know how to be individuals within a relationship and still be okay. So that's the sense I'm getting, is they're kind of showing the male being off in a different direction, but we're okay, we're fine, it's not gonna hurt us, but there's just, there it is. Okay, they're noting that, and that's the first row. And then the next card is the Justice card, and that is the Libra card, right? But moreover, we're feeling justified in this relationship, and everything is really quite balanced. That's the sense I'm getting. And not only that, I'm in my element quite fine and doing well, and I feel comfortable, and all is good, right? It may be coming into the zone here over the winter season where we're getting into the mundane, right, in relationships, because I feel like we just come off a high here, and that was that redemption that came through the relationship. So we kind of we can't stay flying high on that forever, right? Can't stay on that. We need some contrast. So I feel like the contrast may be coming in the spring, but in the meantime, we're kind of wavering down and coming back to normal here. Feet are starting to touch the ground. They're showing me like Dorothy kind of floating down. The Justice, it's about Libra being Libra. She's very much in her element, very comfortable again, and also the relationship itself is completely balanced. There's not one out of step here, and if it is, it's countered on the other side, meaning if I give too much, then my partner will make up, or, you know, we're working together here, and that's the main deal. Okay, now the second row. The first card I get in the Dreamers Tarot is the Two of Wands. I have to look into this. Yeah, the Two of Wands here. This one is very unique. Usually the Two of Wands is about a decision, so I feel I have to spill that out there. But here I feel it's more about where do I want to put my energy. That is a decision, but at the same time, I feel like the Libra female, and if we're thinking about our purpose and career and whatnot, and our partner has got distractions in that way, which we're okay with, we're trying to figure out what way we want to put our energy, right? We're putting a lot of energy in different places, and I mean, over the season of winter too as well, we can get into an area where we have freed up time, or the opposite of that. But for the Libra female here, I feel like she's going to have some time that's going to be freed up for her, and she's deciding what she's going to do with that. Okay, so very life in general here for the Libra. Now the next card we get under the Lovers is the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is about knowledge and gaining knowledge, and really working to increase the skill set. So we may be thinking about hobbies, we may be thinking about things that we want to learn more about. Okay, I'm being super general here. That's really what I'm getting, is we really want to find something that sparks our interest and learn more about that. And we got to learn what we like first before we can learn more about it, right? So the next to the Knight of Cups, or under the Knight of Cups, sorry, is the Fool. So that's that new direction we want to go in. And I don't feel this is anything to do with the relationship per se. I feel like this has more to do with the Libra female's life purpose or hobby or something to, you know, carry over time to, because this relationship, unlike most, does not hinge on each other so much so that they have no other part of their life that is free or can be free, right? We're not addicted to each other to the point that we don't have any other life. There is a social life here for this woman outside of her marriage, and so for the man, and that is what she's trying to get in gear with and figure out what it is that she wants to make herself happy with. Her husband, I feel, has found, or the partner, I feel, has something to keep him occupied. Whether it's indulging or not, I don't know, but it's there to keep him occupied, and he's doing that. So she's like, yeah, I got to find something to keep me occupied. And that's what's going on here. She's going to take off in a new direction and find out what that is, okay? So not so much directly into the love area. The next card I get is the Empress. So that's about the abundance and the fruitfulness of the whole situation. So there's a new direction she's going to go. She's going to feel very abundant in it and be very good with it. They're making me look at that that glowing, is that a bulb or what is that? Like fire that she's holding in that wand, right? That spark of the beginning of something of passion besides, like I said. And this is not talking about out of a relationship partners as well. It's talking about something that sparks a passion within me. Something that I can feel I can do abundantly and brings a lot of joy. And the Empress is a kind of a unique feeling with it. She's very, like the word contentment here is coming up. It's very content where she's at. She's very abundant, very wealthy, but not just in money. We're talking about in all areas. Wealthy emotionally, wealthy with, you know, she's got some knowledge there, maybe not as much as the High Priestess, but she's very abundant. And that's very obvious here. So the new direction that she's going, there's some kind of passion here that she wants to get ignited. And I feel she may not know in the beginning of the season what exactly that is, but over the winter she's going to find out. And there's going to be a lot of sparks that will inspire her forward in that way. Okay, so I used the Lenormand to kind of split up the energy in between the regular and the love and romance. So the first card I get in that row is 44, the magnifying glass. So that is really about that energy that she wants to bring forth. She does have to look into things. She does have to get deeper into her soul to figure out what really does truly please her. You know, is she looking for a new hobby? Is she looking for a new job or a new direction? What is it that, you know, she's missing out on? She's going to find out, and she's going to go there to make that happen. I feel like over the winter season, she's really going to have a lot of ideas coming. Okay, not necessarily sprouting off in that direction, but she's really going to look deeper into her soul and figure out what pleases her. Said that 4 times. Now, under the Page of Pentacles about gaining knowledge, we have 23. Okay. Now we're going in and segueing into the love sector here. So 23 is the mice, and they nibble away, and they are annoying little buggers, and they eventually get to the point where we get mad and things start getting serious. So we're having some little annoyances eating away at us, and we got to figure out what direction that's in. I feel you know, I just don't know yet. Now, the Fool, under the Fool, the new direction, we have 35. So 35 is the anchor. That's about stability again. We're kind of kitty corner here to the 4 of Wands. So we're really worried or thinking highly about the stability. And this is dragging me into the relationship here. And also the mice, they're going, yeah, we got some little annoyances here. We're strong, sturdy, and stable and grounded in this relationship, but there's things we are looking closely into. And as we do this and get very specific, We are finding some little annoyances here. We are keeping in mind that we are strong, stable, and sturdy, anchored in this relationship. But nonetheless, there's talk. Now, under the Empress, we have the 12, the songbird. So that's about gossip, and it could be malicious gossip, and it could be, you know, completely untrue, things that can be taken in the wrong vein, okay? Now, I remember the last reading here, the Libra female in a coupled relationship had a very good example, and I thought it went quite well, of things that could go awry, but the essence that I had in the reading was that the Libra female was smart enough to hold back. She did everything that she needed to do. She informed the partner. She stepped back. She had a hard time, you know, retaining her composure, but she stepped back. She didn't involve herself, and this situation ended up dissipating. Now, we may have an overrun here where this situation is still chewing away. Okay, so if that's the case, still keep in mind the energy that we can we can solve this. Now I'm going to get into the love and romance here, but we end on the chatter boxes. So we got to watch for gossip and the information we get in that gossipy kind of way. This little bugger, he's going through everybody's reading, so there must be something in the planets that's aligning here with the gossip columns, because I'll tell you, everybody's gossiping and nobody's getting to the root of the facts. So keep that in mind, because Libra's pretty, I mean, the air signs, right? We got to keep our heads above there. But you got a grounded relationship, so I don't think there'll be too many problems. Now, as we go into the looking glass, right, the 44, looking into things, we get the 6 of Cups on the romance side. Now, the 6 of Cups is about going out and socializing, mingling, and, you know, maybe getting carried away with things, getting on the more, talking about flying high side, okay? Maybe indulging too much in the chemicals and getting, you know, flung by that. So we got to kind of watch our step, that kind of thing. Now that's right next to the mice, right? So maybe we're indulging in these things, and then what happens during that time is kind of annoying for you, okay? Under the 23, the mice directly is the 8 of coins. So we seem to be within the relationship having, you know, very much a fun time. We may even be going out and having fun, but nonetheless, there's something around that surrounds this social scene that is becoming annoying. Now under the anchor, we have the Magician. So the Magician, yeah, he likes to make things happen, and he knows he has the power to do so, and he does it. Now, having him, you know, along the lines here of the stability, I feel like it's really carrying the power, the weight of the relationship, okay? I feel like the Magician is just like, we got power, you know? And I feel, you know, the Magician's kind of pointing at the 8 of Pentacles, which is the joyful, fun, loving, youthful, vibrant, playful relationship parts that are going on here. They're saying this is what is empowering the relationship. This is what is creating the great strength, is the times when we can relax and be a child at heart, and that is really strengthening the relationship. So this is really good. It's just emphasizing, why are we strong and sturdy? Because we have points in our relationship where we act like kids, and we can actually bring out the youth in us, right, in both of us, and that is very strengthening for the relationship. So the Magician's going there, and I don't feel like he's trying to manifest that. I feel like it's in the relationship, and that's their PowerPoint. Now, the last card for the romance is the Queen of Pentacles. And she's under the 12, the gossiping birds, right? So we may have a Queen of Pentacles. There's a couple things I can do with this card here. We may have the Queen of Pentacles, maybe someone close to you that may be gossiping. So we got to watch what comes out of that. So that's an earth sign a Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus. May have someone close to you that's, you know, maybe gossipy and may not be all grounded, truthful stuff. Usually the Queen of Pentacles doesn't carry that energy. So I'm going to jump to the train where this may be the energy that you are wanting to carry or are learning to encompass. It is out of your element because you are air and that is earth. But I feel like you may be a little more grounded than you have been in the past. And I feel it has to do with that redemption period you had over the summer, but also to do with the growth and the stability and, you know, all of this great stuff, this great foundation that you have for the relationship. I feel it has to do with that as well. It has really made you more grounded as a human being when you know you're grounded in a relationship that's solid, right? It just creates, and the Queen of Pentacles is really that queen. That is the ultimate woman that every man is after. She can run a business, she can run a home, and she does so successfully, and she's successful with money, and she really has it all and runs it all in a great way, and she's emotionally sound and stable. She doesn't lose her cool. She really can handle things. So I think the Libra female has really learned a lesson here with the last scenario, though it took every bit of her energy cell to do this. It really you know, accomplished a lot for her and for the relationship and for the partner. So I just feel it very strongly. I mean, we have a lot of power cards here. So much so that I mean, we're definitely talking about a strong mate relationship. Simple as that. So we're not above going out and kind of getting ripped up on the weekend and having fun and laughing at ourselves the next day. And because we can go out and act like children and kind of be immature within the two of us, we can still, that is, you know, that instills a power within the relationship that brings it to a higher level. Now, as we get into the love side of things here, interesting. The Six of Cups, which is going out and celebrating. On top of that, I get the Seven of Swords. So we may have a situation here where our partner or us, you know, may go out and celebrate and get a little too inebriated or too excited about things that when we come home feeling frisky, may not want to indulge in that. We're not, one person or the other is not interested in that. So there's something here about stopping things in the bedroom. So why is that? Doesn't mesh with the rest here. But it may just be, you know, if you're polluted, I don't want to deal with you. You know, I would rather have you sober. I don't know if that's the deal or what. But that's kind of what's coming across here. Now, under the happy, fun, loving card, we have the Hierophant. And the Hierophant, I always get confused by this card because the Hierophant in the normal deck is about traditional ways of being. So traditional things like marriage and all of these things, traditional ways. And you look at this and I don't see tradition here. We have a Pope with two women at his feet. It doesn't make sense to me. So I was looking at it going, what's going on? Now, let me absorb that. I feel what's going on here is, okay. Maybe what's going on here is that maybe one or the other partner in the relationship here is wanting things to be traditional, and maybe the other one is on a different route. Okay, there's differing opinions in the bedroom. I'll leave it at that. Now the next card, we get the Magician, and that's that power. Then we have the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is about, usually that's, you have a couple here that's touching and then someone in the background. So this little annoyance could be someone that is overlooking the relationship in jealousy or admiration or something. Okay, because they're really removed, but yet they're in the visual. So what's going on here? Now, at the end of the day, the end of the sex side here, we have the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is overbearing in the bedroom. This is the card meaning to this. He really takes charge to the degree that he might offend the partner. So this may be the situation that's going on. Okay. I feel like there's a real low undercurrent, and it might have to do with the redemption factor from before here in the summer, but I feel like there's a real low wave of stuff here that hasn't quite settled within the partner, and that might be why we have the Seven of Swords here, because I feel like even though the situation from the summer reading ended up the way that it did, I feel like there's still a little bit of a nose out of joint here. Their nose is out of joint because they haven't quite processed all of that to this degree. And I feel like that's part of the redemption. It's like, it still makes me uncomfortable, and I'm not quite back in the groove yet in the bedroom, and I don't know how long it'll take. And then the Hierophant, I get a sense here it's non-traditional ways of being in the bedroom. One partner wants to try something new and not sure that the other partner's approving. And not only that, they're not in prime condition to accept any changes at this point because they're still adjusting to some emotional stuff from the summer. Okay, there's an instance here that affected them on an emotional level, and even though, like I said, it worked out for the best, there's still some processing here that's transferring to the bedroom. Like, I just need some time to figure things out. So there's a bit of a stickiness in the bedroom that's kind of coming out in a way that we may have. They're not showing the Chariot where, one's left and one's right here, but there's something going on. And when the other King of Pentacles is the last card, that's really saying that maybe, maybe the partner is overblowing things in the bedroom here and needs to be toned down a bit, but the partner's not able to maybe discuss it, or doesn't want to discuss it, or is in a mode where they're just they're not able to accept it, so they brush it off or are not having it. Okay, so there's everywhere but in the bedroom things are going good, but in the bedroom I feel like it's not unworkable. I feel like we just have to discuss some issues here, and there might be a hangover of emotional problems from the summer that's kind of affecting that. It's kind of heightening the fact that, I can't just jump in here. But the Three of Swords worries me because it shows a person in the background that's overlooking. Though we are not, the man is focused on the wife. So he may be unaware of that other factor, but the wife may be still aware, and that's kind of the scenario that was going on before. So I have to refer you to that video. So if that's still the essence going through here, we might have a sense of still having to work some of those issues out yet before everything's smooth. And I feel too that the partner might be indulging with more of a clear conscience about the situation than the female is. I think the Libra female has still got, like I said, some shadow, I'm not saying shadow work, but some shadows of the summer instance that's still hanging in there. Just can't let go on the sex end. And I'll tell you, I'll give a tip, I don't know, for any cross watchers watching for their girlfriends. Women, when they have, I don't know, not all women, right? It's not going to be all women, but when women have problems or issues in their mind, issues within the relationship, the first place that stops is the sex. Then it goes to the love and care, and then it goes to, So it's kind of like that's the first place. And men, I feel it's the complete opposite. I think that's the last place they let go. Because in their mind they shut it down first, I feel. And where do they go from there? I'm trying to tally here. For men, when they get upset about something, oh yeah, their mind will jump to different things. Like it's just a different field altogether. I kind of have to go through that before I discuss it, I think. But the sense here is that's the last place the man goes to drop things off. That's how he feels like he can connect. So he's going to go there to replenish the sexual side. He's going to go. The woman, when she has problems, she lets go of the sexual side so she can go inside and deal with things in her mind, mental capacity, soul, spirit, that kind of thing. So it's kind of, that's kind of a, you know, doesn't work when you're dealing with stuff, right? Because the man's trying to connect here because he's feeling close to her and she's resisting, but it's not because she doesn't care. It's just because she needs to process some more, but she hasn't told him that. And that's the deal. So don't take too much of an offense and be open to talking about it without being offended that she may carry on a little bit here before she kicks back in that way. And yeah, other than that, that's good. Now, I have gone horizontally. I'm going to go vertically with everything and see what we can dissect from there. Now, again, the first card and pumping everything with good foundation is the Four of Wands. And after the Four of Wands, we get the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is about that direction. We were solid in our relationship, so now we need to look outside of our relationship and see what really lights our fire creatively wise, right? In a creative manner. So we're looking to do that. Just at the beginning processes. Now, 44, the looking glass comes on top of that, and that's that need to really dig deeper. And I feel like this is also a lesson in depth here for the Libra female. I feel like looking deeper into what really pleases her is really going to open up areas in all directions, including the romance, to give her the opportunity to do the same, to look deeper. And then on top of the 44, the looking glass is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups, I feel, is just that way that these two go out socially. They're not above going out and celebrating with friends and having fun. So that kind of keeps things alive and kicking, right? So we have the Six of Cups, and on top of that, the Seven of Swords. And again, I had a faint idea that some of the Libra females may, you know, enjoy going out, having fun, and, you know, but if the partner is too polluted, we're just not into having sex, or the whole system of, you know, we're still processing some stuff. So on the sexual side, there's a little bit of a not connecting or not wanting to here, okay? But not because they don't love and care. It's just there's some stuff going on. And the second row, we start with the Lovers, and that's, you know, heaven is smiling upon you guys. Everything's going really pretty smooth, showing the depth of the connection here. It's not just, you know, we're not just spinning around doing the dance. We got enough here to stir things up and not be in the mundane. And I think too, the Libra female, when she feels that coming along, she kind of instinctively works her way through that. Says, you know, it's getting mundane. Let's spice it up a bit. Let's go out. Let's do something. And they're both on board with it, and it just works, right? So the Page of Pentacles is, you know, that knowledge, trying to gain that knowledge forward. We're going to look into something new, a new direction, and it may even be a new way to gain money, you know, something that could be profitable, okay? On top of that, we get 23, the Mice. So with 23, there's something here, though they don't really expand on it too much, so I feel like it kind of, it doesn't even hit a crescendo. It just kind of sits there, but it kind of waves away. It's about little annoyances, okay? So the more we learn, it seems like the more we get annoyed with certain things. But I don't feel it's in the direction of trying to find our passion. I feel it's in the direction of the romantic relationship because of this Three of Wands card sitting way over here, or the Three of Swords. There's someone that is in admiration of the partner, and the Libra female knows about this, and that's the little annoyances. We may have won the war there, but at the same time, it's still annoying that it's in our periphery, at least here. Now, after the 23, we have the Eight of Coins. And the Eight of Coins is that fun-loving, childish, we can do, we are youthful, you know, young at heart, playful card. Everything's happy and groovy. That's really the happiest card you can get. It's like giggle till you can't giggle no more, or you can't breathe no more, you know. You're just happy as a kid. So that's the energy there now. And then we go on top of the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is basically symbolizing, you know, yeah, it's that there's somebody here that kind of either wants to do non-traditional things in the bedroom, and by that I mean what the partner's used to. They want to mix it up a bit, and the partner right now is just not engaging, and that may be the reason why. It's because they're stirring it up a little too much. It's like, okay, wait a minute, I gotta. And not only that, that essence of them not being in the right mode to begin with, to be in the physical vibration here, right? So there's a little bit of something going on there, but I feel it's light, and you know, they're open enough to communicate, and eventually they will. It's just timing, I think. They just don't have time to do it. But nonetheless, there's a little bit of an off feeling there. So the King of Cups is in the lead of the next line, and that's that. I feel like that's the Libra female's partner. And he's kind of doing his own thing. He's the King of Cups. He's right by the Lovers, so he's there when he's needed, and he's also giving and loving at the same time. Now, underneath that, we have the Fool. So the Fool is someone who takes off in new directions and is carefree and not really planning or doing anything like that. And he really doesn't have a lot of baggage with them either. They're making me think of the baggage. Though this dude has got a lot of stuff around him, he's not carrying a little satchel like the normal guy in the tarot. But anyway, so he's doing his own thing and going in new directions himself, okay? And then on top of the Fool, we have the 35, which just symbolizes the anchor. We're strong, we're stable, we're sturdy. There's a foundation here. It can't be rocked. We are, I mean, how much more stable can you get than the anchor as a symbol? And then on top of that, you get the Magician. And this stability and this power that they feel within the couple that's coming out in the Magician, that's their PowerPoint, is the stability that they've got here and what they've been through. They've been through a lot, and it's only made them stronger. And then we end up on the Three of Swords, and that's the weird card that doesn't really fit here. We have the three people, but again, the man is paying attention to the wife, okay? There's someone in the background that may be annoying, you know, biting away or chewing away at little bits of us and annoying us to a degree. Or not us, more so the Libra female in a coupled relationship. But I feel like the man is just focused on the partner, and that is it. You know, you can be in my periphery, and that's fine, but I'm focusing on my wife. So there's an essence here that has not been laid completely to rest, though we've won that war. It's still in, again, in our periphery. So it's still an annoyance, okay, to the Libra female. But I think the man is just, he's not even worried about it. And then the Justice card comes out, and that's that Libra energy. The Libra energy, and also the balance within the relationship, a give and take between the couple. Whatever is not felt, like if the woman's not feeling good, the man comes over and compensates, and vice versa. When the man is not feeling, she comes and compensates. So it's very balanced, and they're really not out of sync. You know, they're you know, timing, you know, they may be out of time, but out of sync, no. They're very much how do you call that? Symbiotic. Everything works good and is a well-oiled machine, this relationship. So the Justice is there symbolizing she is in her element. She's feeling very good in it. And the balance of the relationship is great as well. And then as we move into the Dreamer's Tarot, on top of that, we have the Empress energy. So on top of that Libra energy, she is abundant and flowing and motherly and all of that. That is all there as well. You know, the compassionate, warm, caring, giving side is there. Because the Libra can be a little cold with her sword there, and this, but that brings the warmth back in. The Empress brings the warmth back in. So we're not missing on any levels here. Then we have the 12, which is kind of connected to 23, you know, the mice, because we have some gossip here we got to be aware of. And it may be gossip that is happening around us, or we maybe get bundled up in it, right? And then on top of that, we get the Queen of Pentacles, and I'm going to focus more on her being the energy that you want to carry forward. I feel like you're very abundant. You're very much in your element. Abundant and compassionate is coming forth through the Empress. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is, I feel like once you get your passion in place, I feel like the groundedness of where you sit is the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like that's that stability that you need, because the relationship's going good. You feel grounded there. You feel secure there. But you're kind of, there's one area, and it's in a creative way. So either through your job, you want to be more creative, or through a hobby or some kind of a sideline here, pastime. You want to make that more creative and make it more abundant, make it more of an area that is passionate for you. There's just a little feather missing here. I'm just going to fill it in. And that's what I feel like once you do that and you find your passion in a creative way outside of the relationship. And again, I don't mean in, you know, I mean creatively find what you're passionate about besides, you know, whether it's I don't know, like crafting or whatever, something that drives you in a very creative kind of way. I think that's when you become the Queen of Pentacles. Then you are just sitting on top of everything. Creatively, I've got things going on. My love is secure and sound. I don't need to focus overly on it, and I don't need to be clingy to it. I can have a social life and not worry. You know, all of these things are really balanced. And then we end up at the King of Pentacles, which is basically saying there may be some aggression here in the bedroom that is being warded off. And again, I get the hangover feeling that there's the incident from before. We may be just kind of lingering off of that and not processed it properly. So I feel like it's all light stuff, you know. And like I said, the women, I think the sex area is the first thing to cut off when there's problems. It's like, no, later, you know. And I think a lot of times too, the women, they don't realize it's just an automatic off. It's like, I don't want to, but the man doesn't realize that there, you know, we got to dig deeper here. Why is that? So yeah. So watch for gossip, because I don't feel it exploding into anything big, but I feel like there's maybe gossip around us, or we may be involved in some gossipy behavior outward. So be aware of that. They're going, yeah, that could very well be because the annoyances of this third party that's kind of jealous of the relationship that you have with your husband or partner. We may be gossiping about that. And that's kind of, yeah, off center. But for the most part, a really good reading for the Libra female in a coupled relationship. So going over the general energies again, the first card we had at the top of the pyramid here was the purpose. So she is really looking to find something that drives her in her purpose. And it may just be a new job and a new direction in that way. We may be looking for something that is more passionate, that we, you know, in a career-driven kind of way. So that is driving her over the winter season. She's really going to be thinking long and hard about that, and learning and taking in knowledge and researching and trying to find things that spark that in her. And I feel like this will be after Christmas. I feel like this is when things slow down for her, and she's going to have a lot of time to free up to pay attention to that. And then the next card we get is Redemption. And again, that was the summer issue that happened. The redemption, again, I was getting a high sense that we're coming off that off that high point in the relationship, and we're kind of getting grounded again. But nonetheless, there may be some little teeny weeny issues here that the female may have to discuss with the partner yet, but for whatever reason, they're kind of holding back. Maybe not wanting to say or bring anything up because of the good vibes. But nonetheless, I think if you do that, it's just clear sailing. I don't think it'll cause any problems. But nonetheless, redemption. So we're coming off of that, and we're still thinking about what we learned there. And then the contentment is the last card, and that's where we're sitting. And we want to bump that. I feel like the Libra female's going like, we're going to bump it up, because she's always on the verge of realizing when things get stale. It's like, okay, let's pep things up here. That's the feeling I'm getting. It's like, we got to get moving, get something. Let's join a club. Let's do something, because it's getting boring, right? So this is why she's kind of busied up. But at the same time, I feel it really does flow, right? So we may join something for 2-3 weeks and then out and then do something else or whatever. So it's kind of interesting energy. But nonetheless, this is good. One of the better readings I've had so far. So thank your lucky stars if this appeals and applies. And what do you call it, resonates with, this is a good thing. So it's all good and groovy for Libra female in a coupled relationship. She's doing good, and this is one of the relationships that is really on both ends, I feel, is very strong and stable. So again, kudos to you guys for getting in that way, getting in that vibe and staying there. So for the Libra female in a coupled relationship, take care, have fun, and be kind. Merry Christmas and all of that. Happy New Year. Kind of forgot that over the few readings that I was doing. Hopefully the season is good for you. It looks really great and strong. I mean, you're very much in your PowerPoint, so that's what matters. Take care, have fun, and be kind.